Welcome back, strategy gamers. We are continuing our Let's Play in Victoria 3 as Spain, going for the Bourbon is for everyone achievement, requiring to get our prosperity to 20 while staying as a monarchy. We are also looking to grow Spain, so we have expanded here. We're looking to re-establish the Spanish dominance. Now, previously, we were bullied out of attacking Venezuela by the British, but we can see that they are engaged in a war with America, either directly related to the Mexican-US war, which Mexico acquired Alabama and got Texas back from. Also, some continental powers are involved in a war at the moment as well, so France and Prussia in a war. So this is probably a good time to get involved in some shenanigans. So we'll have a look, cast our eye around. New Granada is pretty weak. They are in a customs union with Ecuador, so they would probably come in. They have a rivalry with Mexico, and they consider us a rival. Well, I consider you lunch. So we could go for either to make them a puppet or a dominion, or we could look to grab some of this land. I think Costa Rica and Ecuador would come in. Let's... so what was their military strength, just real quick? Line infantry. And who are their friends? Ecuador, 10, and Bolivia, which is Peru. Bolivia, 39. Okay, so Bolivia is... oh, it's Costa Rica, not Bolivia. So this is Costa Rica here. May add an additional war goal to just eat. And their military is non-existent. Okay, we have regained our gold reserves. Previously, we had done, so between the episodes, I have done a bunch of retooling of our prioritizations. We are looking to get some glasswork in play because it is one of the things holding us back in the growth and development of some of our urban and bureaucratic locations. We need to get some more government administration on board as our bureaucracy is falling low, which is limiting our ability to increase institutions. And we need arms industries, we need munitions industries, and we need railways, engines, etc. So you can see, and then dyes our plan alongside that glass works. So that's what we're doing from a construction point of view. From a military point of view, we have actually rolled our military back from skirmish to line infantry because we don't actually have the ability to make ammunition. We don't have percussion caps yet, so we have to import this. It is an expensive good, so it's not a sustainable military. Now, we have some of our artillery to a higher rank, and we have done that. So we do have Blanco's forces and Mara's forces, and two of our generals are fielding more advanced artillery support. But I think we have a strong military, certainly compared to what is on the other side here. Let us get underway. So, Grenada, Costa Rica, Ecuador against Spain, Philippines and Cuba. Do not believe Britain and France will interfere, or the United States, since they are all at war. Unpause. So they wish to humiliate us and to get war reparations. So we can't conquer Costa Rica because it is not an area of interest for us. So nearly 1 million people in this state. largely high peasants. It's growing a bit. It has improvements to agriculture, and it has deficits for infrastructure and state construction efficiency. So it would give us a border with Peru. So if we looked to add Ecuador as well, that would give us another 19.5 bad boy points. We would get 12 for also making them a bad boy. Russia is leaning towards helping them. Russia would bring 300. Russia has joined. War reparations and humiliate. Can I bring anyone in on my side? Venezuela, Paraguay, the Netherlands, treaty port. So if you look at Russia, we have an absolutely massive army. And I believe it is line as well. So it's line with artillery support. So comparable technology to ourselves. Are we able to see that they have professional army? So they have peasant levies, not professional army. I don't think that's going to make the difference. Professional army, which I have, increases your barracks level, conscription center level, conscription rate, and changes how many battalions you can mobilize, and changes armed forces strength. Looks like another episode is going to begin by us being bullied out of claiming our rightful place. I'm just not convinced war with Russia, with no allies, is a good thing for us. Now, humiliate means we'll lose prestige. Reparations mean we have to pay them for 5 years, 10% of our treasury. Can I get to New Granada and overrun it before Russia will get to me? But even if I did, Russia then just becomes the war leader. Back down. Start our... I think that has instantly dropped us behind the Ottomans. So those that then meant for us from bad boy point of view. So we have 7.6. Oh, we only gave up the first result, not the second. By backing down, we suffered the first result, which was humiliate, not the second, which was war reps. Parties, particularly the moderate party, are struggling to raise enough funds for all their campaigning needs this election. Some people some money could be spared for the moderates. Why? The armed forces and the landowners get pissed. Every party can be provided with basic funding for this election cycle. We give up a lot of money, and we get state-funded our campaign. Or the moderates lose momentum. Yeah, sounds like great results. So they're not part of our... Now, Benin will join. No Russia possible. Egypt could join. Egypt still dislikes us. Free university, yes, please. Thank you, Mr. Industrialist. Now, we've no need to increase our war goals in this one. They only have one state, and we're looking to conquer it. Big technology improvements here. We can now push forward a bunch of technology. So if you just check from a market point of view, how is our coal production? Coal is negative, so that is something we need to increase. Now to add 5 coal here, add 5 coal here. The moderate party won the vote ahead of the progressives and the free trade. Wow. You guys suck, so adios. We're This is not. This is the monarchy. I do not have to listen to you. The Progressives and the Free Trade Party will stay in government. They are pushing forward with some progressive legislation to outlaw slavery, which, frankly, is really important. So currently 640 iron, giving up 160. So this would be... We have a shortage of coal, which would make doing this difficult, but it would require an extra 80 tools, an extra 80 coal, and it would massively increase our iron production, which it's projecting would crater iron economy. If I look at our gold, so I think we will increase our gold. Boom. Extra 2,000 a week. And our coal. So for extra tools, we will increase our coal. Does that now mean we have this iron needed, the coal needed now to do the same in the iron mills? It does. And what were the other places that was possible to do in gold to iron live? And from an urban point of view, we now should have sufficient iron, I think, to shift our tools. We do. And we could look at shifting our paper mills to water boilers as well. Oh, all this does is reduce labour. So I suppose it would reduce the input costs for the business. So on these buildings, this increase in coal production does is reduce the number of labourers working on them. I don't have, a huge surplus of... I have a surplus of workers, not a deficit. We don't need to do that. And we can research our next technology, which is going to be steam donkeys, which is tech 3. Just make sure we haven't got all the tech 2s. So grab nitroglycerin. And how's our play coming along? Asante and Dahomey are now involved. Benin is leaning but hasn't joined. So I am going to... So what is Dahomey's state of play? 10 plus 10. Okay. Add war goal. Conquer Dahomey as well. I'm more than happy to grab 2 African states, not 1. Especially in an area that is resource rich. There's a fascinating war going on here between the Americans and the Brits. It's playing out on multiple continents. The Americans have obviously not got to the British homeland. They're tearing up through Lower Canada, have been invaded in Michigan, and crossed the Niagara into New York, and possibly as far as Boston. Now, where was our war situation at? Getting close. Don't need to mobilize until we're in the countdown. Nobody else can join. Benin did declare neutrality. We will call up... Oh, did they back down? They did, which means I didn't get Dahomey. I would have preferred war. Ashanti backs down, giving up the primary play. Ottomans are rivaling the Russians, and various people declared their neutrality. So I have another state, which is now, it's basically expanded to take the rest of the one I already had. So it already has a port. So now if I come and look at Benin, they're damaging relations with the British. Could make a play to conquer them, which they appear to have no friends. Come up and improve relations with the Russians. I'm going to improve relations with the Austrians. No, just the Russians. So I can see that because it is in an area I have an interest in. Koto, Dahomey, and Dagram are all leaning towards supporting them, these 2 states here. And Koto has come in. Does Koto actually have troops? 75. So it won't be an super easy war. Screwgate frigate unlocked. Leads to the ironclad technology. So they're still worried. So now that Koto has been added, what's my bad boy? Oh, I'm at 26. If I wanted to do something to Sokoto, like puppetdom, for example, it would give me 36. If I wanted to, say, take North Cameroon from them, borders my colony, 12.5. Where are we at in the maneuvering? Conquer state, North Cameroon. We're trying to colonize this place, I think. Or did the Danes beat us to it? Free government reform. No, thank you. Okay, now, how's this one going to play out? Opposition members put forward demands. Pragmatically inclined members of the landowners, oxymoron, are currently opposed to banning slavery, have offered to change their stance were they to be offered certain political concessions. Such concessions would not be popular with the Catholic Church, however. Acquiesce to their demands, the bill must pass. We get a 15% enactment success, and the Catholic Church get -3. Or it reduces, I will do whatever it takes to get this law passed. Compromise makes a good umbrella, but a poor roof. It is a temporary expedient, often wise in party politics, almost sure to be unwise in statesmanship. So we're up to 35%. So they are still worried. So I expect them to back down. France declares neutrality, IO declares neutrality, Egypt declares neutrality, Ashanti declares neutrality. They back down. So our 2 colonies are progressing. We'll have them in a year. Cannot colonize. Cannot colonize. Must have a declared interest in La Plata. Well, I think I do want these to finish. I don't want to make them longer, but getting Sulawesi would be a good thing. So then I think I need to let my bad boy die down a bit. So 28. Okay, so I've got positive relations with Britain, France, wary from the US, belligerent from Venezuela, Prussia, IU has good relations with us. So they wouldn't accept protectorate. And they wouldn't accept customs union. Why wouldn't you? Infamy isn't helping. So they're not genial. So they view us as a potential protector against the United States, Portugal, and Sokoto. Okay, let's have a look at... So this is grown in. This is Benin that we just took. So it has a port. It's making dyes. It's making coffee. It's making sugar, tobacco, millet, which is grain. Shift that, and we will have it make less grain to make fruit. It's more cost effective. It can make iron, coal, and fishing. Livestock, I think we'd like it to be slaughters and grazing. Banana plantations. We selling man of wars to the Brits. Nice. Well, I need more coal. So, but I'd like to get a government administration. Man on the street, petty bourgeois, and the intelligentsia are causing conflicts in government. It might seem radical to you, but if you have read the theory, I'd be surprised if you could find a single flaw. One thing I've learned from running a business is that experience beats even a flawless theory when you try to put it into practice. No progress has been made without putting theory into practice. -2 interest group approval to the petty bourgeois. So-called intellectuals should keep their feet on the ground. -2 to the intelligentsia. Or we lose 25% authority for 5 years. Oh, petty bourgeoisie. You're just not it. So yeah, so I need my bad boy to come down. Now, if we look at Benin, we can't afford to incorporate it. It would take 20 years as well. It has plenty of infrastructure, and it has a good chance of finding very good materials later on. Big population that's just come into the fold, 1.7 million. If we look at our rank, Egypt has fallen down, so we're back to 8. We have a higher GDP than the United States. We have a higher standard of living than them. We have a bigger population than the United States does as well. So 300 days on those. Now I think we can push against Sokoto soon enough. Could have a play against the Congo. Nitroglycerin unlocked. So now there's just chemical bleaching on the tier, or no, there's canneries. So if we come to our iron mines, if we had explosives, we could look into this. So to get explosives, they're made in chemical plants, which we have not got some of already. There we go, chemical plants. We could look at Marrakesh, not enough qualifications, okay. So we could look at Toledo, not enough qualifications. Puerto Rico could field them, but that has a small population. Valencia, Castile can make it work. Okay, we're not looking to make leaded glass yet because we haven't got glassworks. Do we have any completed glassworks yet? Glass faces, we do. We just have one more to be built. So if we look at this one here and we shift it to ceramics, we're already all on ceramics already. Wonderful. And then we lack lead to look into taking that route. So lead mines are on the coast here. From a market point of view, we are positive on fertilizer, very negative on coal, positive on wheat, very positive on fabric. So we have a sugar surplus, a big meat and tobacco deficit, sizable gold surplus, which is awesome. Luxury, yes, there we go. Send some luxury furniture overseas. Oh, we can declare interests. I think we are going to declare an interest in Central America. We're stockpiling gold, so we need to spend money so we can bring our taxes down and increase our government wages. And I think it's time to get rid of the grain tax. Then maybe a services tax instead. We could look at one of our generals here, Blanco. We could look at funding your army to be skirmish, which is going to cost us some money for Lowell. Pacifists, led by De Corba, are protesting against the weapons manufacturing in Toledo. I tell you, as long as these rifles are fired in any country in this world, we are not at peace. The blood of these wars is also on our hands and will not be washed clean before we cease to make these instruments of death. Halt production of the rifles until this settles down. 5 years, we get a minus 100% building of small arms output. Not going to happen. Significantly reduced weapon production as a compromise. Toledo gets minus 50% small arms output. Rural folk and the intelligentsia both lose 1 point approval. We shall not be shamed for our good craftsmanship. Rural folk get minus 3. The intelligentsia get minus 3 as well. How critical is Toledo to our small arms production? So that is under urban. It is nearly all of our weaponry is made in Toledo, so we will not be we do not compromise with terrorists. Unproductive trade route, goods with export demand, fertilizer to the Russian market. Okay. Sell some fish to the Mexicans. Sell some fabric to the French. 18 battalions in reserve, so we'll get them another general. General in North Africa. Catholic Church are the landowners. Charismatic. Supply, open terrain, experienced diplomat. And in the Niger, rural or Catholic folk. Wrathful artillery commander. It's quite nice. So one in reserve. Short a few, yeah, those last few trade routes lacked convoys. And we need, what's using steel? Motor industry. Interesting. Fez, Togo and Benin are in turmoil, and we have poor relations with a bunch of natives. Arms industry, railway, we need to get. Coal is something that needs to be brought online. And okay, so we clicked Alt, we pushed that straight to the top of the queue. So we're just going to finish the ones that we've already made good progress in. And so where we're currently at. So we can make progress in 2 buildings at a time, really. We're making progress in 3. So low market access, Valencia and Navarro. Valencia gone over its infrastructure? It has. So road maintenance. And then your railways need to be moved up the priority list. Galicia, Asturias. Navarro was one of the ones that was a problem. So click Alt, it moves it to the top. Rising tensions, we'll deal with that in 1 second. I just need to find... Oh, I saw what's below. Finally done it. The Petit Bourgeois have expressed their concerns about government decisions clearly favouring the industrialists. Needs to be addressed. They get +2, the industrial gets -2, or they get -10 strength and -1 approval. Bye-bye. And we have forced through, with the help of the Progressive Party, slavery being outlawed. So, this was endorsed by the Catholic Church and the intelligentsia, who are in the Progressive Party. It was endorsed by the trade unionists, who don't exist. And it has radicalized some landowners. They oppose it. They're very upset by this. Oh, that was a huge moment. So now let's have a look at our politics. I think we promised free trade to the industrialists in return for... So the industrialists are the Free Trade Party. The Progressive Party came into government with them, and this was basically the deal. So I think I'm also going to spend some authority to suppress the landowners. And I now have the bureaucracy to increase the health system, which will reduce our mortality. I might need to increase law enforcement. Now, I'm wary about increasing... I'll do that. We've held off on previously increasing health and education because it would bolster the Catholic Church. But they're in government with us now. It's the cost to push this up. Okay. Saying we have a bureaucratic shortfall. Can we import munitions? We'll do it from France. Slightly less efficient, but it doesn't involve the need for clippers, because it's a land route. Okay, stop selling luxury furniture to America. We still have 10 routes. Wow. So I think all these are quite effective. 17 isn't particularly great. So 18 now. 20 on iron. So we'll get rid of this one to Prussia. It's not making us much money. And some of these aren't very efficient. So we do need to start producing our own. These are exports. These are very inefficient exports. We are exporting a lot of artillery. I find that fascinating. Gold depleted in North Borneo. Diplomatic play has started. France is going after Kitkato, which is presumably somewhere in this area. Is this war over? Doesn't look like the... Oh, no. Borders haven't changed. Oh. Alabama is no longer Mexican. Or is it Mexican but no longer... Yeah, it's still Mexico. Okay. What's our bad boy at? I think we will end the episode there. We will continue our Let's Play in the next episode. Thanks for watching. I've been Garner. You've been awesome. Let's get better together.